If you think joining a candle company just means selling candles, hang on a second, because what you're actually doing is signing away your rights, your voice, and maybe even your social media. Today, we're going to be breaking down Scentsy's independent consultant agreement, and I want to personally thank Wendy Irons for sharing documentation that most people never get to see. We're going to take a look at screenshots of a cease and desist letter, inventory threats, and contract fine print that should make anyone pause before joining a multi-level marketing company. This isn't just about Scentsy, though. These are industry-wide tactics used by countless multi-level marketing companies, and I'm here to walk you through what they don't want you to read before you click accept. If we haven't met, my name is Erin Bies. I'm a certified personal trainer, an anti-MLM educator, and someone who believes that facts should come before feelings, especially when people's livelihoods and safety are on the line. And if you've ever been in any MLM and you live in the state of California, Clarkson Law Firm is currently pursuing a class action lawsuit, and they want to hear from you. Their info is going to be listed in the video description that you can find below. Let's get into it. We're starting with something most people never think about. What happens when you leave a multi-level marketing company? This cease and desist letter wasn't sent to someone who's bad-mouthing the company or who was or is bad-mouthing the company. It wasn't sent to someone who violated a trademark or sold fake products posing as Scentsy products. It was sent to a former distributor, and it was shared with Wendy Irons, who received it from someone still in the company. This letter claims that selling leftover Scentsy inventory on platforms like Poshmark or eBay violates their policies. Even though the person paid for that product, Scentsy is asserting control over how it's sold after termination. That's not brand protection. That's intimidation, in my opinion. And it doesn't just stop at selling. In other documents, Scentsy threatens to suspend commissions and revoke access to your downline if you don't immediately comply with their resale rules, even when you're no longer active. This shows us something critical, I believe. MLMs don't just control you while you're in, they try to control you long after you're gone. I think we've seen countless examples of that as being part of the anti-MLM movement. Let's talk about the eBay fine. According to a screenshot shared with Wendy, Scentsy fined somebody $2,500 for attempting to sell products online. And again, these were products that the distributor purchased with their own money. This is where you're your own boss. That myth that they like to throw out falls apart before our very eyes. Now, here's the thing. If you truly owned your business, you could sell your inventory however you want. You would set the price. But in MLMs, your so-called business is only allowed to operate under rules that constantly change and always favor the company. Even worse, there's no way for the company to track how much product somebody has left in their house or wherever they're storing the product. Once a distributor buys inventory, the company has no visibility into whether they've sold it, used it, gifted it, or stocked it somewhere in their house and tucked it away. So these kinds of threats, they're based on assumptions and fear, not facts. This is what happens when you build a business model around personal consumption and then punish people for trying to recoup losses. It's not about compliance, in my opinion, it's about control. Here's where I feel like it gets really wild. Even after you leave Scentsy, even after they terminate you, or let's say that you cancel your distributorship, they still try to tell you what to do with the products you already bought. They claim that reselling them is prohibited. They say that you're not allowed to list them online. They threaten you if you try to move what you paid for. That's not a partnership. That's definitely not empowerment. That's not even remotely close to owning your own business. It's a company telling you, we'll take your money, but don't think for a second that you're in control. And this is bigger than candles. This is about an industry that tells you that you're a CEO while treating you like a liability the second that you stop playing by their rules. I feel like this might be the most disturbing part. There are clauses that suggest if you build your business using your personal social media account, the company can claim ownership of it. And let me say that again. An MLM company may try to claim your social media as their property, even if it was your personal account created before you ever joined the MLM company. This includes requiring you to delete or hand over access or control of your social media pages, prohibiting you from promoting similar products even after you leave the company, restricting your ability to monetize the platform that you built. That's not how independent business works. This is what happens when a company wants the benefits of a workforce without taking responsibility for them. They'll call you an entrepreneur until they want to control your brand, your content, and your voice. This kind of overreach is not just unethical, in my opinion. In some cases, it may be legally questionable, but most reps don't know it's even in the contract until it's too late. Let's wrap this up with one of the most important and most overlooked parts of these contracts. What happens when things go wrong? Scentsy's agreement, like many MLM contracts, includes clauses about suspension, involuntary termination, and forced arbitration. If they think that you've broken any rule, even one that they vaguely define, they can suspend your account immediately. You lose access to your team if you have one, your back office, any commissions they haven't paid you yet, if you even have any commissions. And if they terminate you, you don't just lose your income, you lose everything you built. The customers, the volume, the team, all of it's gone in minutes. And typically you can't fight it because of something called forced arbitration. That means you can't sue them. You can't join a class action lawsuit. You can't even go to small claims court. You have to settle things privately through a system where the company has all of the power. So how do people end up agreeing to this? It's because of high pressure sales tactics and casual framing by the person trying to recruit them. The person trying to recruit them is going to say things like, oh, everybody signs it. It's no big deal. It's just a standard, agreement form. You have to click this in order to move forward and to buy your kit or to get started. But nothing about these contracts is casual. These are corporate legal agreements that exist solely to protect the company. They can take your money. They can take your team if you have one. They can silence you legally, as we've seen time and time again. And you probably just clicked accept without even knowing it. And before we close on this video, let's talk about one more thing that I think is extremely important: the difference between an independent contractor and an employee. Scentsy and most MLMs call you an independent contractor. That means that you're supposed to be your own boss. That means that you're supposed to be able to make your own decisions. But then they tell you what to say, how to sell, where to promote, and what language you're allowed to use. You're fined for doing it wrong. You're punished if you step out of line. This is corporate level control without any of the protections of being an actual real employee. You don't get benefits, you don't get a minimum wage, you don't get unemployment if they terminate you, but you're still punished like an employee. You're still treated like an employee, but without any of the rights. So the next time somebody says, oh, you're starting your own business, ask them why the company has more control over your work than you do. If you take nothing else from this video, I hope that you take this. MLM contracts are not casual. They are written by lawyers. They are designed to protect the company, and they're filled with fine print that gives you no power and no recourse. From inventory threats to social media ownership to legal silencing, these companies act like family but operate like corporations. They sell you a dream and they trap you into a contract. And if you still think this is a legitimate business opportunity, Scentsy's own 2024 income disclosure shows that the median annual commission for a consultant active all year was just $466.56. Let that sink in. That's not a business. That's barely even a tax write-off. So please, I beg of you guys, if you're considering joining an MLM company, not just Scentsy, read the contract, talk to a lawyer, and if you've already left, know this: you're not alone and you are not powerless. If you live in California and have ever been in any multi-level marketing company, the Clarkson Law Firm is currently pursuing a class action lawsuit. Their contact info is in the video description below, and they want to hear from you confidentially and safely. If this video helped you understand what's really going on behind MLM contracts, do me a favor and share it with somebody who needs to see it. Whether they're thinking about joining Scentsy, stuck in another multi-level marketing company, or just trying to make sense of what they signed, this could save them from signing away far more than what they bargained for. And if you haven't already, if you would, give this video a like and subscribe. It will hopefully help more people find this kind of content, and it tells the algorithm that protecting people from predatory business models matters. You can find more videos like this in my anti-MLM playlist that's linked below. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Until then, keep asking questions, keep protecting your power, and never stop choosing facts over feelings.